Good day, my natural science learners. I hope you are keeping fantastic and that you are keeping safe in these difficult times. Now, I hope you are ready today to learn something new. So let's get ready for today's lesson. I hope you enjoy. Grade 6s. For today's lesson, our topic will be a system for transferring energy. Now, before we get started, let's look at our instructions. I'd please like to ask you to make sure you read through them, but let's go through them together. Now, remember, most importantly, you need a date and a heading. And of course, make sure you write neatly and clearly and use lots of color. This helps our brain to develop ideas and concepts and helps us remember important information. I would also like to ask you to please make sure that you take some notes. If you have these notes in the academic pack, or if it's possible for you to print them out, please print them out and paste them in your natural science workbook. Now, if you cannot and you don't have the academic pack, then of course just write these notes down the old way, hand and paper. Now, please make sure you take some notes as it's going to be important for you to have in your book for exams. Then, most importantly, by the end of this lesson, you need to complete a worksheet for me, please. So make sure that you look at the PDF document to complete the worksheet. Now, don't forget, remember to rule off your work. Now, if you are unable to print the worksheet, please just write the answers to the worksheet in your workbook. I hope you enjoy this lesson. A system for transferring energy. Now, electricity is a form of energy. Electrical appliances change electrical energy into another form of energy. Now, what we need to understand is that energy can change into different types, and we can take one type of energy and change it into another type of energy for our benefit. So here we say an electrical appliance can change electrical energy into another form of energy. This energy could be light energy, heat energy, sound energy, and movement energy. So if we had to think of a radio, that would be an electrical appliance that now, once electricity is flowing through it, it produces sound energy. Then we need to look at the chemical potential energy that is stored in the cells and the batteries. Now, an electrical circuit is a system for transferring energy from cells or batteries to wherever it is needed and then back to the cell or the battery. So it is an electrical system. So when we think of a circuit, we need to think of a system that transfers energy from one place to another. And remember, we have a battery, but when we have more than one, we call them cells. And the little line in a cell is the negative, and the long line will be the positive. Now you will learn more about these symbols in the next lesson. Now if we look at a circuit, and now we know it's an electrical system. Circuits can be very large, like the circuit that brings us electrical energy to our homes and businesses. So we can make simple circuits, small circuits that just power and have a little current working through them. But circuits can be very large. And remember, these type of circuits would be the ones we need to transfer the electrical energy to our homes and businesses, because our homes and businesses use a high amount of electrical energy and a high voltage. These large circuits transfer electrical energy from the power station to our homes and businesses and back again to the power station. Circuits like a torch can be very small, even the circuits that you found in our remotes to put our TV on and off. Remember, we even get things like an aircon, where the remote of the aircon can have a very small circuit inside. Then we've got to look at things like a transformer. A transformer would be a perfect example of a larger circuit, as we need those And that is what Eskom uses. Now a circuit is in a torch will transfer chemical energy to other forms depending on the components that take place or are inside that circuit. Transfer of energy to where it is needed. Electrical appliances need electrical energy to work. A circuit will transfer electrical energy from the source of the energy to the appliance and back again to the source of energy. Now the appliance will then change or convert some of the electrical energy into another energy such as light, sound or heat or even movement. The electrical energy then travels back to the source. Now remember, we need to know there are many different types of sources. But when we think of a transferring system, we are transferring energy through a device. Now, for example, we could look at the three or the different stages: the input, the device, and the output. So we need to look at our batteries. The batteries would be the source, what we are putting in. Then we would get a lamp, which would be our device. A lamp or a kettle would be the device, but the light bulb would then be the output device. So the input, what you are putting in, what's in the source, where it comes from, the device, what it has to travel through, and the output is, well, what do you get at the end when the complete circuit has worked and the electrical current has flown through. Interesting, is it not? Now grade 6s, pay attention, wait and listen. I'd please like to ask you to make sure you have these couple of notes written down in your workbook by the end of this lesson. I will add the PDF or the PowerPoint version of the video lesson so that you can have them on Google Classroom as well. Now, if you have an academic pack, please make sure you take the notes out of there under the PowerPoint presentation heading and make sure they get into your workbook by the end of this lesson. Now, if you cannot cut, copy, paste, then what I would like you to do is just keep it in a separate folder. Now, if you have not ordered the academic pack and you have the ability at home to print these notes, you are more than welcome. But if not, remember, you can still actually write them down yourself. Make sure you write the date and that everything is there and colorful. But before you are done, you need to complete the worksheet on electrical circuits, a system for transferring energy. Make sure that this worksheet is done by the end of this class, and if not, it will be homework. Now you can find this worksheet on Google Classroom, on the WhatsApp group, and even in the academic pack under additional worksheets. Now, if you are unable to print the worksheet, remember, you just need to write the answers in your workbook. Have a wonderful day further.